Hey, okay, back again. Let's see, favorites. I needed to do another video about my favorites because I got this favorites series going on. Well, one of my favorite things to do is to, I guess, talk to people, and this is how I do it. I mean, I'll sit and converse with you through conversation, and you'll get a sense of me. But I'm more of a, here, let me leave you a message, what do you think of my message kind of thing, instead of like, let's do it on the fly. Until I like get to know you or are comfortable with you. So yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to talk to people and to get to know them. And it's kind of like a compare and contrast kind of thing. I guess I'll just make this series video 2 and not really designate any one topic to speak about, because I like to analyze people, or well, not people, but I mean situations. Like, what would I do in the situation, or what is that situation like? And I'm sitting there in awe saying, okay, how could you sit and do that? I mean, I do the exact same thing, but I'd wonder, like, what's the reasons? What did you learn growing up that made you do what you do, kind of thing. So sitting, analyzing, hypothesizing, musing, theorizing, I mean, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I like to do that. I find that fun and entertaining because it grows the mind and it kind of allows you to think more broadly. You'll gain an understanding, for a better understanding of how other people work if you actually just think about it instead of saying, oh, well, they're wrong, or they're crazy for doing this. I mean, you got to sit and think of it, and because of that, here we go. I'll call this one duality, because I'm a walking, talking contradiction, conundrum, duality, kind of sitting perpetually on the fence, kind of thing. I mean, there's what I'd like to do, and then there's what I should do. There's what my feelings are and what should happen. I mean, there's oh, well, we could do it this way, or we could do it that way, or we could do it a third way, or a fourth way. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, I guess you could say I'm in a both. You'll find this interesting. I can find myself both an eternal optimist and an eternal pessimist. There we go. Wrong word. Eternal optimist and an eternal pessimist, because I can see both the highs and the lows of absolutely everything, and that I can ignore certain things, I can pay too much attention to other things, so I can be... I mean, that's why I like to get to know other people, because I see that everything is complex and evolving. And as you can tell, in that one of my favorite things to do is to share videos with other people, and to also to share my feelings and to make connections with people. I like to do that because it makes me feel part of a group. Because I really have not had the chance, and a lot of this was by choice, but a lot of this was kind of like, well, I didn't have the skills, so I didn't feel I should be able to do something, so I made a choice, and I made a bad choice by doing it that way. But I guess it turns out, because of that, I decided to do the whole internet video thing, like talking like this. So yeah, I guess someday I might get contacts just where you can see me without glare you can see on my computer screen. Also, because I understand that things are complex, dynamic, evolving, constantly changing, and that I'll even look at myself. I'll look at myself now, and I'll look at myself a year ago, and I'll say I've changed so much, and I've grown from this to that, and I'll look at that 1 year ago, and then from 2 years to 1 year, and then from 3 years to 2 years, and then from 4 years to 3 years, and I'll even look at 4 years to now. I'll say I was and I'll become that kind of thing, except without the sound effects. I mean, sound effects are not included. But yeah, that's me. I like to get out and make people know more about me. And so if I can get, oh, this is my music, this is my games, this is how I feel on this or that, I love it. And actually one of my favorite moments that I can remember was that I had a friend, Spencer O'Keefe, in high school, and we talked. We were friends. We kind of ran in the same group, except on opposite ends. I was friends with one of the people in the group, and he was kind of like part of the group itself, but like there. I mean, I should have thought about it more, but him and me got to talking one day because I had brought my my Game Boy to school, my Game Boy Color to school, and I was playing Pokemon, and then after Pokemon, we started talking about video games, and we got into Command and Conquer, and we started talking about moving the different guys around and doing different strategies and stuff like that, and it's kind of like we connected. I mean, I want to do that with other people, boy, girl, man, woman, old person, little kid. I mean, if they can connect to it, then they can connect, and that'd be excellent. And I mean, it happened in the case with Spencer, in that we got talking so much. I said, I've got this and this and this, but I'd like so much more. He remembered that, and I invited him to my birthday party, not knowing what he'd bring. It's kind of like, here, come along. If you want to get me a card, then get me a card. That's all you have to do. If you want to spend $5, let me spend $5. If you want to get me a big gift, I'm not going to say no, but I'm not saying you're going to have to. I just come and show up to my birthday party, which were bowling parties, and just enjoy the time. That's all I ask, and he got me the Command and Conquer collection. Not the one with generals, but the one that came out like before that. So I had all these Command and Conquer games at my fingertips. Finally. So I mean, that's kind of like what I'd like to happen. Not, oh, I want to meet a friend where they can get me a game or a DVD or an anime series or a TV or a gift. I mean, I want to meet someone where we can connect, kind of thing. So my favorite things to do is to talk to people, to connect to people, and to figure out other people, because that helps me grow as a person. And I figure that it would help them grow as a person, getting to know someone else and understanding that despite things being extremely complex, yeah, there's my low-tech graphics, extremely complex, it's all interwoven and everything can be broken down into pieces, and if you look at individual pieces, you can gain the sum of what a person is. I mean, it may be more complex than that, but you'll have the pieces to start. So my favorite thing, I'll say again, is not only repeating myself, but to explain things, and I guess I'll do more on a similar vein of stuff later. And that, so